Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
Atimefortruthshow is sponsored by the Office of Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, a periodontal, dental implant and laser specialist in New York City, for over 40 years. Dr. Fialkoff was honored by the International College of Dentists and Pierre Fauchard, and received the Presidential Lifetime Humanitarian Honor from the White House. Call us at 718-229-3838.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard, you don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart, yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to Atimefortruthshow. It's a pleasure to be back with you again. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, and I welcome you to that special time where you can find out what's going on from global leaders in so many diverse fields. And today we're going to cover something extremely important, a special oxygenating water that's gained attention for its ability to deliver oxygen to the body in a unique and natural way, without the use of pressure or chemical additives. And supporters say it seems to enhance energy, cellular health, and even immune function. And to better understand this science, we invited physician, expert, health practitioner, Dr. Robert Lyons, to explore this. And there you see him on the screen with us. Dr. Lyons was born in Budapest, Hungary, and is a distinguished martial artist and a doctor of Chinese medicine and a humanitarian innovator, a three-time world Kung Fu champion, trained in the legendary Shaolin Temple of China, before earning his doctorate degree in Chinese medicine and his PhD in biomedical medicine in Los Angeles. Dr. Lyons is the creator of Kaqun Water, an oxygen-enriched therapy studied in collaboration with the Hungarian universities and government institutes. His dedication deepened after his daughter's recovery from cancer through his own Kaqun therapy, inspiring him to share this with the world. He has delivered over 200 university lectures and offers free consultations to patients globally. He's received numerous honors, including the U.S. Presidential Gold Champion Award, the U.S. Congressional Recognition, the Chromie Award from the Conscience Institute of Monaco, and he is a board-certified Doctor of Natural Medicine, Doctor of Humanitarian Services, Associate Professor at the College of Naturopathy Medicine in London. And today, he continues his mission to bring science, compassion, and innovation together to better health globally. Engineer, if you can, let's bring him up on the screen and bid a warm welcome to Dr. Robert Lyons to Atimefortruthshow. Welcome, Doc.
Thank you very much. I'm here. Thank you very much for having me on your show. And I'm really excited about your questions and would like to share my 25 years of experience with this highly oxygenated water.
Absolutely. Let's first start out with the man, because to have such an interesting discovery, we have to know the genius behind this. So I wanted to ask you, when you were a young man, what were your dreams?
My dream was actually I just wanted to be a martial artist, and there was no way for me to learn in Budapest, Hungary at that time any martial arts, because there was only judo and boxing. And later I find a way to come to United States, and from here, from the States, I happened to go to Taiwan, and from Taiwan I was lucky to get into the Shaolin Temple. I was the first white Shaolin monk there at the Shaolin Temple after Marco Polo, and I had a really good learning sessions there. That's where I learned about Chinese medicine. That's what they teach me, and then I end up in a university in Beijing to study the first English course in that. And I was almost 5 years I was in this university, and after that I went back to the US, and I was working for the US Army for 6 years. And the Army had these special schools, so they put me through in this Chinese school in Los Angeles. And I made my doctorate Chinese medicine there. And then I practiced in private institutes and private companies. And then I ended up in Budapest, Hungary, and I started my journey with the water. And eventually I went into clinical trials, ethical medical license studies with accredited universities, and eventually I made my PhD on biochemical science. And this was my big thing to do, because I never wanted to be a big doctor or a professor of anything. I just wanted to help people as a humanitarian. But life is like that, and after my PhD dissertation, I have now the chance to go around the world and speak in all kinds of universities. Became a member of the Royal Society of Medicine in London, and my duty and my job is to let people know what we're doing for the last, I would say to you, 25 years. It's not just me. There is hundreds of doctors work on this, and we are now pleased to present something finally, but is clinically proven, no side effects, and lots of benefit for the human cells.
Amazing. Well, I want to ask you, because I'm sure people are going to have this question, and the doctors watching will have this question, what makes the Kaqun water therapy and the bath unique compared to, let's say, hyperbaric oxygen chamber?
Hyperbaric chamber is very much known around the world, and is known, you go into a tank and you put some medical grade oxygen in the mask, you breathe it in, and they erase the pressure, and they bring in a high volume of oxygen to the plasma. Kaqun is a little bit different. I don't put oxygen in it. I put in the water, instead of putting something in it, I take off something. It's called hydrogen. Some of the hydrogen is going to be out of the water, and we force the oxygen to stay inside. So pretty soon, you will have less hydrogen in the water, but you have much, much more oxygen. But this oxygen is not simple O2. There is separate species of oxygens. It's a new words for science. It's a different species of oxygen. It's going to be O2, O4, O8, 16, always doubles. By the end, you're going to have one hydrogen in an empty arm with 128 oxygen molecule bonded together. The unique part of this is they just like a long chain, but each of the oxygen species carries electrons with them. And that's what makes us very unique. So we are easily entering the interstitial fluid, and we easily entering to the human cells, and we can repower them.
Very, very, very interesting. And now the oxygen that's there dissolved, it remains stable for a long time?
It goes about, I would say to you, if you drink it or you soak in it, about 2 hours it stays in the interstitial fluids. And actually you see them in the urine. You can see it goes through the kidney and goes through the bladder. And when you measure the urine before you drink the water, you will have low oxygen partial pressure in the urine. But if you measure them after drinking of the water or soaking, that's extraordinary high. So anything else you can imagine between that mean that all the cells benefited out of the oxygen. The only different, what we have, the hyperbaric chamber and this, in the water, is hyperbaric chamber, oxygen is O2, is bounded to the, to the hemoglobin, we'll pick it up, and bounded to the hemoglobin and takes to the cell. By drinking of the water, you go through the liquor space of your cells. So we a little bit going in the back door, I would say that.
Very interesting. And I want to, for the viewers, engineer, if you will, let's put on the first video so they get a little bit of reality on what we're talking about and a little more basic introduction. Let's put on the first video, Victor.
I'm sure you've heard the news. There's a new secret weapon for beauty enthusiasts. It's called Kaqun liquid oxygen water, and it's revolutionizing the way we think about aging and vitality. Imagine a world where your skin stays tight, your energy levels soar, and fatigue is nothing but a distant memory. That's the magic of Kaqun water. This isn't just any water. It's ultra oxygen rich and penetrates your cells in seconds. By oxygenating your cells, Kaqun water fights hypoxia, a condition where your body lacks sufficient oxygen, which can lead to premature aging. But that's not all. By detoxing your body and boosting your energy, Kaqun water helps you stay young, vibrant, and full of life. Picture yourself with glowing skin, a radiant smile, and the energy to take on the world. So why wait? Dive into the rejuvenating power of Kaqun liquid oxygen water today and embrace a more youthful, energetic you, because you deserve to feel fabulous at any age.
So, very, very beautiful video. How does the water recharge energy in our body?
Okay, the water is supposed to recharge with energy anyway. Every food you eat, recharging your mitochondria. A good sleep, recharging your mitochondria. And the good, clean water will recharge your mitochondria. So the only difference in this water is absolutely clear, but is a different species of oxygen running through the liquid space. So you can imagine how easy to bring to one cell to another information if they stay in liquid form. The gas form is not always very efficient. Let's say the hemoglobin is low. Let's say the red blood cells is low. Let's say the cells don't want to get oxygen, so they reject oxygen. That hemoglobin will not gonna stay there and wait until somebody comes. So we needed to find a way to bring in the oxygen to the cell no matter what, without side effect, swiftly, and hopefully restarting the antioxidant capacity of the cells. So the fight can begin from pro-oxidant to antioxidants. So that is the way it goes.
Very, very interesting, because basically you're going direct. It's coming right in through the fluid. So you're cutting out a lot of these intermediary steps for much higher efficiency and interchange. Makes total sense. It's amazing technology. How does this water differ from, let's say, an ozone therapy, which is what, O3, which also uses oxygen?
Ozone therapy is very good therapy. The Germans use it for a long time. It's good for many different things. Could be viral infection, bacterial infection, fungal infection. Sometimes they use it for dead cells also. Dead cell means somebody has cancer. But I don't like to use that word because this is very medical, and I believe that cell is much more appropriate to use it. And even then, ozone can really helpful. But we see in a long run, the metastasis can occur. In the long run, the patient immune system wears down, and there is a certain point when ozone therapy will not help. In the beginning, yes, but with this oxygen is different because it's not O3. This is O2. It's always O2. If you remember what I said, there's O2, O4, O8, 16, 32, 64, 128. If you divide this by 2, you're always gonna have 2. So it's never gonna have a poisonous effect. Like ozone, if you breathe in, you could die in 5 minutes because it's very strong poison. If you put it into the veins, it could clear the blood, but if you do it a lot, it could poison your blood. So there is a small side effect. Of course, people are willing to take the difference. With the water, you don't have that. You don't have no side effect, no well-known side effect on it.
Very, very interesting. Well, you know, you sent a video and, you know, about the oxygen on a molecular level. And so let me put that video on and then you can describe it afterwards. So engineer, let's put on the next video, please, for our viewers. So explain to our viewers, what were we looking at there?
So what we see, 2020, we see it first time in a laboratory, there is something, when we get close to the water, we realize that species is not the way we learned it in medical school or in physical classes or biochemistry classes. It shows a long chain of oxygen bonding together, and when they travel with light speed, then they carrying this electron part, you know, 2 electrons goes with every oxygen molecule, and when it's too many, they hit each other. And that's what we were eyewitnessing. Over 1,000 times magnification in the camera, you could see how fast they're traveling, and when they hit each other, they create electricity. And the human being is nothing else but electricity. When you look at the water, you don't see this. When you sit in the water or you drink it, you don't feel this. But it's there. So these little sparks, the one who's responsible for life, they are the one who energizing the mitochondria. And without that energy to the mitochondria, there is no ATP production, there is no cellular immune function. And that's what we had studied in human trial studies, healthy volunteers, and of course, with oncology patients who had lots of severe hypoxic issue.
Totally amazing, and we're going to cover that on the part 2 show that we're going to do, but let's get the viewers and the practitioners who are going to be watching this a good grounding. So engineer, let's put on the next video and we'll talk a little bit about hypoxia. Let's put that video on, please.
Let's talk about this condition known as hypoxia. This might be a term that's new to people. Explain what hypoxia is and what Kaqun can do for people who are subject to hypoxia.
Hypoxia itself is not a disease. Hypoxia is a condition. It stands for lack of oxygen to the cells. And when you have hypoxia, you don't really feel it, only if in the late stage. You go up to the mountain for about 6,000 meters or 4,000 meters, you have lack of oxygen, you feel that. And if you run too fast, you might feel it. But hypoxia is not something you can feel right away, unless it's manifesting into a disease. Then you're able to recognize hypoxia-related diseases.
And what can Kaqun do to offset the condition of hypoxia?
Kaqun is because of entering the cells with oxygen and the tissues, nourishes the tissues with oxygen by bypassing the hemoglobin bonding from the lung picked up oxygen. That's why it's a very simple way to get oxygen to your cells instead of waiting for the breathing and sort of wait until the oxygen get to the cell itself. Now we're bypassing that and we get the oxygen to the cell immediately, and that stops hypoxia.
I don't think people understand how crucial oxygen is for stem cells and mitochondria to achieve and maintain proper homeostasis. Patriox, liquid oxygen water powered by Kaqun delivers the right amount of oxygen to make this possible. Stem cells are like the body's master builders, orchestrating the construction and repair of our tissues. They are special cells with a remarkable ability to transform and adapt. Stem cells can transform into any type of cell in our bodies, from nerve cells to muscle cells, and even blood cells. This incredible process is called differentiation, where stem cells become specialized. Think of stem cells as a blank slate, ready to become anything from a heart cell to a brain cell, depending on what the body needs. These amazing cells are crucial for our health and well-being. They repair damaged tissues and replace worn-out cells, ensuring our bodies function smoothly. Without stem cells, our bodies wouldn't be able to heal from injuries or function properly, making them indispensable. They are essential for our growth, development, and overall well-being, playing a key role from infancy to adulthood. Stem cells are found throughout our bodies, but they are most abundant in bone marrow, a rich source of these vital cells. Bone marrow is a spongy tissue found inside our bones, acting as a hub for stem cell production. It acts like a factory, constantly producing new stem cells to meet the body's needs. These stem cells can then travel to different parts of the body to help with repair and regeneration, ensuring optimal health. Scientists are incredibly excited about the potential of stem cells and their transformative capabilities. They believe that stem cells hold the key to treating a wide range of diseases, from chronic conditions to acute injuries. From heart disease to spinal cord injuries, stem cells offer hope for repairing damaged tissues and restoring lost function, paving the way for groundbreaking medical advancements. I don't think people understand how crucial oxygen is for stem cells. Just like us, stem cells need oxygen to survive. Oxygen is not just a luxury, it is a fundamental requirement for their existence. Oxygen is essential for their growth, development, and overall function. It acts as a key ingredient that fuels their vitality and ability to multiply. When stem cells don't get enough oxygen, a condition called hypoxia, it can have serious consequences. Hypoxia puts immense stress on the cells, compromising their health. Hypoxia can damage stem cells and even lead to cell death. The lack of oxygen disrupts their normal functions, causing irreversible harm. This is because oxygen is crucial for cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is the lifeline that keeps cells active and functional. Cellular respiration is the process by which cells convert nutrients into energy. This energy is vital for all cellular activities and overall cell health. Without enough oxygen, this process is disrupted and stem cells can't function properly. Their ability to repair and regenerate tissues is severely hindered. On the other hand, providing stem cells with the right amount of oxygen can enhance their therapeutic potential. Adequate oxygen levels ensure that stem cells remain robust and effective. Studies have shown that stem cells grown in environments with optimal oxygen levels are more robust and effective at repairing tissues. This makes them invaluable in regenerative medicine. This is because oxygen plays a vital role in stem cell differentiation. It helps determine the fate of the stem cells, guiding them to become specific cell types. It influences which type of cell a stem cell will become. The presence of oxygen can steer the differentiation process in a desired direction. By controlling oxygen levels, scientists can guide stem cell differentiation and potentially develop new treatments for a wide range of diseases. This control opens up new possibilities in medical research and therapy. Patriox, powered by Kaqun, delivers the proper amount of oxygen to stem cells and mitochondria, helping them achieve.
So we're getting near the end of this first show, so I want to ask you, so that we leave the viewer at a good point, why don't you do a little recapitulation and summary of what we covered so far in this first part of our series. Somehow we lost you, but that's fine. So I will recapitulate for you. And what we have here is that Dr. Lyons has shown that with his oxygenated therapy, we have the fluid in the liquids going directly through what's called the interstitial fluids of the body. Those are the liquids between all of our organs, basically getting directly to the cells and bypassing the need to be an oxygen in the air, in the lung, to the hemoglobin and the red blood cells, and bypassing that whole system, going directly in to that interstitial fluid from the stomach where the water is absorbed, or through the skin when you're taking the Kaqun bath, and going directly to the cells and energizing them, energizing what are called mitochondria. For our lay people, those are like your furnaces, your air conditioning unit, your energy, your engines. Those are the engines of the cells, the mitochondria. And then by doing so, energizing the cell. So it's like any of us, when we wake up after a good sleep, we've rested well, we've eaten well for a while, and we have tremendous energy, so much more happens in a positive way. So basically, this is a discovery. It's an amazing discovery, and it's being implemented with many different things, as you saw, with stem cells and with other treatments, which you will see now in part 2 of this show. So stay tuned for part 2. There we have a doctor's back. And yes, I always say this, when something is very, very good, something is going to happen to create the stop. But it doesn't matter, Doc. I filled in for you without stop. And we're going to go on with stage 2 in the very next episode. And for all you watching, stay tuned for that handsome Hungarian guy. And be careful, because I heard his wife has a temper like mine. So be nice and tune in for the next episode. Don't go away, because we're going to get something for you. It's going to change your life.
This show was sponsored by Atimefortruthfoundation Incorporated as a community service.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet